Oop, there we go. Hello everyone. It is a beautiful mid-January morning here in southeast Texas. Today is supposed to get a high of like 54, but the sun is shining and it actually feels a little bit warmer. The breeze is what's really cool. Everything is still bare. It will be for another few weeks or so before the buds start to come out, I think. But we're supposed to get up into the 70s mid this upcoming week, so we'll see. So I just want to show off a few things that were going on. If I'm blocking it already. So this one might be a little bit tougher to view out here, but I'll give it a shot because there's nowhere better to do it. This here is my red dragon Venus flytrap that I recently picked up. I don't know, it keeps going out of focus. There we go. But yeah, it's a beautiful plant. It's got some a little bit of trap dieback, but it's winter. It's normal. Venus flytraps typically go dormant and rest in the winter and do like little to no growth. Although because mine had ship, it's a little bit into growth. It's actually grown a couple. This trap just opened up here. It got a little bit shipping bent, but that's okay. And we got this trap growing here. This trap opening right here. And this one right here. Let's see if I can get it to focus on this one. This one right here is currently digesting an earwig. I decapitated the earwig because it can chew out of it, and then put it in there, and then what I did is I very gently squeezed the sides of the trap to help to kind of pressure the trigger hairs on the inside of the trap. I don't think those will show up if I were to zoom in. Yeah, no, maybe not. I'll look after the video, but there's three little trigger hairs on each lobe of the trap that when triggered will prime the trap, and then triggered a second time will shut it. But the insect has to keep triggering them while it's running around inside the closing trap for the trap to close completely and seal up. But because the insect, I decapitated the earwig, it was technically dead and wasn't moving, so I had to gently squeeze it to trigger the hairs so that it would close completely and begin digesting. And that's what it's doing. You don't really need to feed them that often. I just gave it a feeding to kind of help it settle in, give it some energy going into spring. But you don't really need to feed them hardly at all. They just need a lot of light. So I've got it sitting out here in this little tub of distilled water, just kind of chilling. Let's go inside the greenhouse now. I got a little shade cloth layer up. Pretty much all of the seedlings are up. The cantaloupes, the melons, the cucumbers, they're all here. There's some peas in there. The rest of them over there, of course, are as well. All the peppers and some more okra. The flower seedlings, the bluebonnets, zinnias, snapdragons, and marigolds, all working on their first sets of true leaves. The dill, more peas, eggplant. These are coneflower, and actually, just now I just saw this. The passion flowers are coming up finally. The other plant I got in the Carnivero, I believe is the name of the company on Amazon, order is this guy here. It's Nepenthes sanguinea. It's a species. This is an old trap that's dying. But this one just opened up recently and it looks beautiful. Look at that that nice slightly spotted peristome and the inside of the trap throat. It's got some liquid in it. That one actually generated its own, but this one I did trick where you can use a tiny little bit of distilled water. It's caught like 50 little ants in there, little patio ants. So it's doing its job. Found some spike progress. This is the no ID that I rescued that I'm hoping will be beautiful. This bud is starting to turn over, so I'd imagine it's going to open soon. Phalaenopsis mucala is beginning to open its first bud. I can see it's starting to split. Jahouse Pink Girl is still a little bit behind, but this bud's getting close to opening. It's a small bloomer, or flower. Aranthes caudata, not in bloom, sadly, but it is growing finally. I was worried it never would. Let me put that in there to soak. I've also got my Cattleya eclidii in there. Phalaenopsis valentinii, still looking good, and yep, still smelling great as well. Unfortunately, this flower opened up slightly different in shape. I don't know if it's going to show up that well. You can kind of see it, like it's just a lot smaller and a little bit wider, more violaceae shaped. And it's got this little spot on the petal. Oh, stop going into focus, thank you. I was going to take it to judging if that flower opened normally, but it didn't. Fortunately, it's still a very vigorous bloomer, because we've got the second spike over here with a bud on it now. This one's got the next bud already coming. And it's just looking really good. This is a relatively new purchase. This is, keeps going out of focus again. This is Dendrobium Little Atro crossed on microchip. It's in spike on several canes, although I don't know if the spike will make the little spikes will make it. Stop it. Little spikes will make it yet. We'll see. This one needs to be watered, but I'll water it when the camera goes off. And it's out of focus again. I apologize for that. KS Super Zebra, which is crossed on Pantherina. And this is starting to grow. It had a little bit of a leaf issue here, but it's growing. It's got roots growing. It's looking great. Valentine's got tons of roots. Yang Yang Blueberry right here, just kind of chilling. Looks like it's due for a watering as well. I don't want to let that one ever fully dry out. It bloomed and finished up rather quickly, but Epidendrum Nocturnum was in bloom just like a week ago. Got some buds here, although those little patio ants, oops, I'm blocking it. Those little patio ants are getting up all that happy sap, which is probably for the best. They're not harmful for anything, they're not fire ants or anything. But this is RLC Very Vermilion. Phalaenopsis cornicurvi. Oops, very shadowed over. Let me grab it. There we go. Phalaenopsis cornicurvi. Smells like barbecue sauce, and I actually like it. And it's got another bud. Three buds. Two on the spike that are starting to grow, and then the one that's about to pop open any day now. Put that back. The brassavolas are just basking in the sun up there. But we've got a very special bloomer today. Boop. Cattleya walkeriana semi-alba. This is the Carmela clone, or it was labeled as such. I don't know if it actually is, but my god, look how perfect it is. It's almost judge-worthy. If it were, it might be a little bit thicker and like wider petals next time, because it is a young plant still. It's not a first-time bloom. It has bloomed. Okay, I apologize for that. It just cut out, but I got an Amber Alert on my phone that I had to check and clear. But yeah, Cattleya walkeriana semi-alba. Don't know if it actually is the clone it says it is, but it's gorgeous. The fragrance is just starting to come out. Like, it'll be out soon-ish, I'm sure. And then I'm just looking down here at some of the bigger Cattleyas, the Ports of Paradise. But I just wanted to do a quick update and show you guys what's going on, that I haven't completely vanished. There are a few new things, but they're not in bloom, so they're not worth showing. Oh, Schilleriana is actually still back there. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I apologize for the constant going out of focus. The camera does not want to cooperate.